Because it's like she's this fucking bazillionaire. It's like, of course she should have that to like fuck other bazillionaires in. But then it's like the power.
This meeting is being recorded.
Oh, as soon as the meeting is being recorded, my mind goes
I'm
blank.
I'm blank. I'm blushing.
I've never had a single thought in my life.
My heart's going boop boop boop.
Will this go away?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I mean, I did like I look kind of like a Russian little girl.
Princess? A Russian princess,
Princess?
you said? Yeah.
Oh, what's happening?
Look at your beautiful, look at those tendrils.
It's a look today. Huh.
Gorge.
I thought it would look more like model off duty, and it's looking more like a girl going to the mall during Christmas.
That's a good look. I would love to look like a girl going to the mall during Christmas. Are you kidding? Wow. To
Oh.
look like a girl going to the mall at Christmas.
Oh, my nails look disgusting because we painted our nails
Oh no.
for
Did you
the
already take it off?
I did. Because
Yeah.
I painted them blue,
Yeah.
and now they're I mean, I didn't want to show I don't even want to show
I
them.
saw them. I saw them. They're not bad.
Well, all right, they're a little stained blue.
Mm. You didn't do a base coat.
I
Did
didn't.
someone not do a base coat?
I didn't. I was rushing.
Oh my
We had to get
God.
these pics in. Julia, I gave you a homework assignment.
You did, and in true homework fashion for me, I did it at the last minute. I did it the morning of. I did it this morning while I had my coffee, but it was great. It was honestly great to wake up with. Do
Yeah.
you want to?
Um, Architectural Digest puts out videos. We all know of the
People are like, wow, these girls are really smart right now.
Have you guys ever heard of Architectural Digest? Because we sure have. They tour homes, blah, blah, blah. Cara Delevingne has been on it before. She was on it again, folks. And let me tell you.
Where to even begin? If you want to pause the pod and go watch it, it is just like 15 minutes, so it is doable. However,
and it's entertaining. It's
yeah,
truly,
yeah, yeah.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get over my hair.
It's perfect.
I just feel like I look like a toddler at a dance recital. Okay. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
You're saying all these things that I would love to look like. It's like, that's even better. Even sexier.
You're like, every day I look in the mirror, I say, do I look like Jean Benet?
No. Let's list some like main features of the home.
Okay.
And then dive a little deeper.
Okay, great idea.
Okay, so she calls it a Mad Hatter theme. It's like kind of jungle theme. There's lots of like designer wallpaper. There's a piano. It's lots of open space.
Mm-hmm.
There's
a John Terrell, which is like is it John Terrell, whatever. It's like a art piece that also Kendall has in her home. It's a very like 25-year-old model who might be gay thing to have in your home.
I don't know this. Okay,
it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a LA thing, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's like
no, wait, I'm already.
But and she then also have like quirky things, like she has a like vagina tunnel.
The vagina tunnel like goes in and then it comes out of like a washing machine on the second floor.
Yeah.
What else does she have? Yes, she has a ball pit.
She has a ball pit.
She has a room. She has a sex room.
She has a sex room.
She has a full-on sex room. I guess they're not allowed to say that on Architectural Digest, but
velvet walls, a bed like, with handcuffs all over it. 4 handcuffs. They didn't mention.
I didn't see that. Wow, yeah.
And there was a swing. She said, for like just in case you need a swing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You want to play on the swing. And here's what it got me thinking. The sex room, actually, I was like, why do I also she had a poker room that was really cool.
Poker room.
I would go to a party at this house.
100%. She has like a jukebox, a an arcade machine with every game on it, a David
The
Bowie bathroom,
the coolest
um,
pool area I've ever
yeah, and an
seen.
entire bar out there, and like a huge cabana that's bigger than my apartment.
She has
And
like 7 bars throughout the house. I'm like,
yeah,
how much drugs are we talking happening at these parties? Like, I'm like, I
it's like, is there one bar for it where everyone's like, this is a drug bar, or are there more? Is like drugs going on at every bar? Is a different drug at every bar
right.
around the party?
Ooh.
Could be something to consider. Just throwing out ideas. What were you gonna say? I interrupted
Well,
you.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know why part of me is like feels like predatory vibes about a sex room. Is that because I am Catholic and like anything sexual, I'm like, oh, danger? Or like,
Is it internalized homophobia, maybe? Would you be saying the same thing if she were straight?
I know.
The star power sort of
Right.
complicates it because on one hand, I'm like, oh, like it would be bizarre if I had that. It's like it would be predatory if I had that, you know. But then it's
Right.
like maybe it would be because it's like she's this fucking bazillionaire. It's like of course she should have that to like fuck other bazillionaires in. But then it's like the power. It's like I should actually have a sex room because I don't have like there's not like a power dynamic with I don't know. I don't know.
I wouldn't stand a chance in that sex room.
Like you would be getting fucked.
Like I would just be like, do what you will, because I mean I'm here now. I'm here now.
Right. It's like
I
at what point in the encounter do you go into the sex room? I guess that's kind
right,
of
right.
everything. Well, you know what else is the sex room is that ball pit. There's no way that that gets used for anything. And okay. I love she had a couple of these things, but it's like she was really trying to convince us of some sort of like philosophical even like lighthearted, but like philosophical
Mhm.
meaning behind and she's like, try it. You can't have a bad day and jump into a ball pit. When you're in a ball pit, you can't be sad.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
I don't believe that when you're in a bad mood, have you ever been in a bad mood first?
Right.
Two is like, I don't believe that you go into the ball pit. Same
Right.
with
Like
like the hat room where she's like, I love for people to like get to wear different hats and be something different for a day. It's like, that's fake. That's a fake idea. You're executing this thing. It's like,
um,
just say you don't know what to do with your money.
this is a lot like the Gwyneth on pants thing,
Yes.
where she also ended it. Her like hypothesis of her home is that like living in fear is the greatest enemy of joy. And that like if we just sort of like avoid fear and just like have fun and like live in make believe and like like all your dreams will come true if you're just fearless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's because you have a huge pool in your backyard with 7 bars
What
throughout.
could you be afraid of?
She was dead serious, and she I think comes from money. So it's like
Oh
it's not
yeah,
even
she's like extremely comes from money, right?
yeah.
Isn't it like great grandparents are
Yeah, I think everyone in the
royalty or
family is
some
like
shit? Yeah,
she's a sister named like Poppy. Like that's just a rich person name, you
right.
know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the cognate like just to truly look into a camera where you know millions of people she doesn't think what she's saying is like out of touch. She thinks she's giving everyone a little gem of like let go of fear.
Same thing with and she kind of called this out as if she were self-aware about it, but the way that she called it out made me think like you're not self-aware about this because she was like the floor is really hard. It's really hard on your feet. It's a bare floor and your feet can kind of hurt if you're walking on it too much. So I got myself this Razor scooter to scoot from my
Oh,
bedroom to the kitchen. And she said, I
hell
know
yeah.
that. She said, I know that sounds spoiled, but like, it's like a little joke. It's like, I don't think that spoiled is like the word. I don't know. Like, it's like the way that she called that out and attempted to be self aware just made me think, like,
Just missing
you
it.
don't get it. It's
Yeah.
like you either wouldn't say that at all, or you would hide the scooter,
Or you would
or you
double
would,
down and be like, I'm so rich that I have this scooter. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that silly that I have so
yeah.
much money that I like buy scooters to get around? Ha ha
Or
ha ha.
even I mean, you could even leave the frickin' it's like don't say anything about the floor. just say, a razor scooter's not that expensive. Just say like,
Yeah,
I'm so silly. I like to scoot from my, it's like, don't say the floor is hard and hurts your feet.
yeah.
You could
Julia.
avoid that altogether.
All this to say, I would 100% go to a party,
Have
move
sex with
in,
her.
have
Yes.
sex, go into the sex room, like just like let me be clear, crystal
Yeah.
clear here, folks. Who started folks? Was it Obama or was it like bell hooks? I've been saying folks, been rolling off my tongue,
Folks.
folks. It was then like a gender studies professor thing to be like, these folks and these folks. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this folks became like the politically correct term. How did it seep into my vernacular? Hey, I have a question.
Mm.
Do you want to talk to us a little bit about a party that you went to?
Yeah, it was like, okay, it was New Orleans is like, queerness in New Orleans is very like, you know
Julia is coming to you live from Nolans, NOLA, New Orleans.
um, queerness in New Orleans is kind of like what you were saying about Gen Z, where it's like no labels, no labels. People are just like, oh, like I'm just here for experiences, because it's like a bunch of weirdos who are like, I'm a songwriter, but I'm also a waiter, but I also like fix up typewriters and make art with my period
Yes.
blood. And
Right. They're like, I
anyway,
wear glitter on my pussy.
right.
They're
So
like,
it's
that's
already like that a little bit, but now kind of like the secret is out about New Orleans. So now it's like, it's the 20 something
white people who want to
cokehead
feel
queer. Yeah,
special.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a party like this. It was like backyard, like pride dance. There's like music and sex. I think is one of those things that like turns into a sex thing at like 3 a.m., which I left well before. I don't mind going to a sex party, but I like when it starts as a sex party, and it's not like a
Okay, I wanted
um
to get back to that, but you
okay,
continue.
okay.
A little pin in that one, little
Yeah.
pin. Oh.
And yeah, so it was a poor choice first. It was a poor choice. My friend Emily and I went, and she's similar to us. We're all around the same age, sort of grappling with, sort of being at a crossroads and what age even are we? It's like,
Ooh,
what does
yeah,
that
what is
mean to be
age?
30? Yeah. And so we went to that. It was a poor decision because it was exactly I don't, I don't feel in crisis I feel great about being 30. It's like
Right.
totally fine, no big deal.
Yeah.
But this
Who
was
cares?
like a party that was like designed to make me feel less than. And I went to, and I knew what kind of party it was. It was like clothing optional, and so that really means like people show up. I mean, people show up like completely nude except wearing like a bungee cord as like a fucking thong, like a G-string or some shit. And it was like such a relief to kind of be looking at those people, and like what a relief to like look at that and be like,
Yeah, you're like, I don't feel like I really don't feel like I'm missing out. I actually really don't. And maybe 2 years ago, I would have been like, oh, should I have nipple tassels? Oh,
right. And this is not like I hate, any sort of like, I'm a nana and I don't go out anymore. It's like, I'm
you're,
not
you're
lamenting.
like grandma vibes. I'm just grandma vibes. And
Right. It's like,
they're
I
like,
don't
so
fit in at
Cara.
this party because yeah. It's like, I just shouldn't have gone to this party. Just because like, it's not a thing I would have had a good time at. But this is the main event. There was a 4-year-old child there. There was a 4-year-old child. She was wandering around, sometimes attended to, sometimes unattended. She had on an aerial wig, I think. Her hair looked like
Oh,
yours right
good.
now. Yeah. I wanted to take a video of it, so I like get out my phone, get my camera. I'm like, and then we're like, okay, we cannot be seen
Videoing.
videoing a child, even though I'm not the weird one.
You're not the weird one.
She's the weird one. It's like this lady. It's like, oh, I'm. You're gonna look at me like I'm the fucking. Give me a break.
Is it like
Letting
Burning
it all
Man
hang
vibes
out.
kind of is like
It's a little, yeah, yeah. That's a close enough. Sure,
Is New
sure,
Orleans, New
totally.
Orleans itself, like this faction of like white person who moves there, is it all starting to look the same, like uniform in terms of like feathery and like sparkly and like paint,
Sure
gold paint?
is. Sure is. It's also like not a good, it's not really mingling conducive because everybody's on their own drug with like their one
Mm,
friend, you know? So it's
yeah.
just kind of insular.
I
But
have
the
a
4-year-old
question.
was actually the best. It was the best thing about it. Yeah.
You know what they say? You know what one of my acting teachers used to always say?
No, I'm dying
Well,
to.
about to tell you. On this, whenever there's a child or an animal on the stage, everyone's looking right there.
Mm-hmm,
They
mm-hmm.
pull focus because they're just being real. They're not putting on airs.
Right. She had a coloring book.
She had a coloring book
She was
at the
toting
sex
around a
party.
coloring. Yeah, 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 yeah. This was not a sex party. I want to fight against any
Any
whatever.
idea? Yeah.
It was sort of
And she's taking the child away before things get, it's not,
right. We assume.
we're not shaming this.
We assume.
We,
You know.
we assume, we
It's
hope,
like I
we
mean,
do hope.
I got carted off by the police for videotaping a child before this could even get there. Of course, I'm like getting thrown in the back of the car. I'm like, I'm not the weird one.
Yeah, you're
You're the
the
weird
weird
one. How does that make you feel though? Because it's like to me, it's like those people, the people that I feel my age around, the people that I feel older than, are now bringing kids or people my age, you know, bringing kids to that kind of party. How does that make you feel?
one. Fearful. You know what? When I was a kid, my parents were having big parties at their house. They were drinking, babe. And so I don't know, maybe I'm being hypocritical because I also always, to my significant other, I'm always like complaining about like like when in my day, my parents would bring me to the restaurants till like 12 a.m.
Oh
and
yeah,
the
I would be at the
bars and like,
karaoke bar with my parents and their friends.
yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we're just being, are we
Oh
being over?
God. Oh God.
God, what have we become?
Mm,
I mean, good for this woman. Bring it, go to a party, bring your
I guess
child.
so. I guess so.
Ugh.
That's a that's a party that I went to.
Okay, I
Did you
went
do
to a
anything?
party.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you do anything fun? What did you do? Oh, you went. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You did.
I went to a party. I did go to a party this weekend.
You're the 4-year-old.
Like I went to a party, I wore my wig. Ugh, God. Oh, there's a lesbian YouTube vlogger that I watch sometime, but I can't look away. And her and her girlfriend talk in baby voice only. I'm not kidding, exclusively.
No,
These are 30-year-old women.
no.
Like, is that why you went to school, baby? And I'm like, I mean, it's only they only talk that way. And I almost like have written in. I'm like, you guys need to stop. This isn't sustainable. You can do it sometimes, but not all of the time.
And it's private. It's
It's
private.
private. Besides the point, the party that I went to was exclusively lesbians. And I haven't been to, I mean, any party, obviously, for a year and a half. And then on top of that, a lesbian party, like house party.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And and two things. A, it was a joy. Like I really forget.
You loved.
I
That's
really
good.
forget how nice it is to be surrounded by only lesbians and it just like feels like
I want.
cozy.
I
It's so
want.
great. I feel like I'm in like a different version of myself that's like rarely tapped into. And it's not necessarily like my truest form or something like, oh, I finally feel like myself, but it is like an important part of myself that is like free suddenly and just like really
Totally.
like kind of trying new
It's
things.
so real.
Like,
It's so real.
yeah. But also lesbians are scary. And I'll say it. I'll be the first to say it.
Individually or collectively?
Collectively.
Sure.
Only because only collectively.
Yeah.
Individually in the wild, in the straight wild, there's nothing better than running into a
Beautiful.
les and
An
you're like, oh,
oasis. An
yes.
oasis in a
You're like,
straight environment.
mommy,
Yeah.
oh, mommy. But when it's just lesbians, it's like, ooh, the den. And it takes some warming up. You're walking in, you're like, maybe no one will be nice. Maybe only two people will be nice. Like, I don't know.
It really feels like anything could happen
Anything
in that
goes.
space.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like.
it's spooky. And I did it. I did well. I did good. I'm
What
really
did you
proud of
talk
myself.
about?
Um, I kind of like let people talk. My uh way of like getting through the fear is like being everyone's hype man, kind of
Hmm.
immediately, just like
Hmm.
going hard, people pleasing, chameleon, Crosby. Here I go. Listen, I'm in therapy about it. Don't worry. But yeah, I kind of just like dive head first, like find someone, um, tell them they're amazing.
I don't think that that's like people pleasing or therapy needing. I think that's like that is like a really fun person to be around. Someone who like
Okay.
makes you feel, when you're talking to someone who like makes you feel really cool and fun and smart and it's fun to it's like that's like yes anding someone.
Okay. I am. I yes and it. I think the why I mentioned I internally I'm on fire. I'm not in a good way. I'm like so uncomfortable. Like it feels like my bones are breaking,
Hmm. Hmm.
and so I'm really kind of covering up that like situation by just being like, yeah, what else, like tell, like, oh, you're crazy. Oh, if I was as hot as you. Oh my god, this is actually really funny. So I walk in, there's a cast member from The Real L Word, which happens in LA every now and then. I'm like, oh, that person, oh, went to the bar the night before, saw Claire from The Real L Word. I was like, that's Claire from The Real L Word, look at her go, she got a haircut, looks great. This person was there. Like I walk in, I'm like, oh, I know who that is from The Real Word. Okay, cool. And my partner, ugh, sorry, but I hate the word partner.
I know, I know.
That's a hot take. I
We'll get
hate
to
the word
it. Yeah,
partner.
yeah,
We'll get to
yeah.
it.
So what? I know.
My significant other, I don't know, my girlfriend is friends with her, and kind of we were all talking, and my my girlfriend goes, Crosby, she was on a reality show actually, and I was like, don't bring it up. And I did. I had to make a split second decision. Like, am I going to play it off like, oh, really? Which one? Kind of thing? Or am I going to go in and
In
say,
a
oh, I
heartbeat, you had
watched
to, yeah.
in a heartbeat? I had to decide who am I going to be in this moment. And I went with the truth.
That you knew.
And I said, yeah, I know.
Uh,
I noted it the moment I walked in the room.
oh my God. That's
It
good.
was freeing. It
I'm
was
glad you
freeing.
went with the truth. Yeah, the truth will set you
And I
free.
told her the truth. I told her she's my fave. It's true. And that I'd watched every, and then I kind of like kept going to the point where like my girlfriend kind of was like, yeah, anyway, it's like move right along. Cause I was
Oh
sort of like,
my
I've watched every episode. I've watched it more than once. I make my friends watch it. I am obsessed.
But that's actually the better move because if you, in that instant, if you choose the lie, it's like you have no way of knowing where the conversation is going to go and like how hard it's going to be to stick to that. It can go some places that you were not prepared for, and suddenly you've just spun yourself a web.
You have to really be like, okay, the lie, you have to double down on a lie that you don't even, uh,
And it's like, what's
I
the
talk
point?
about, what's the point? I talk about the real L word probably thrice daily. So what am I supposed to do?
And that's the other thing too. It's like what what is the problem really? And I do stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
Like I tangle myself up in these little like if I say this, if I do this, and it's like the truth. It's like what you don't want her to know that you've seen a show. It's like
Also, right. She was tickled. She was so tickled. And
totally
how, like, what purpose, like, what make her feel like then so that I'm the cool one who hadn't seen the show, and she's like, okay, you haven't seen the show that I'm in, and then we're left with nothing.
right, right.
There's no connection made because we're living in lie,
Hmm.
a land of lies.
What was the ratio of people that you knew to not know?
I didn't know any of them. I had met two of them the night before, maybe three. And of course, so my girlfriend knew most of the people. Yeah, she knew some of so it was a nice mix. And I left being like, lesbians maybe aren't so scary, you know?
Maybe lesbians aren't so scary.
And then I thought, maybe lesbians aren't so scary. But there was one who was priding herself on not having any lesbian friends. And I've encountered this before. And it's not like self-hating, it's not like closeted. I mean, maybe it's self-hating, but it's like some sort of like cool card. Like how we sometimes feel cool when we
Oh
can kind of
no, please don't tell me when we feel cool. I do not want to know when we feel cool. This is gonna suck.
this is gonna suck. If we have an opinion that's like maybe subversive for like queer lefty girls to have,
Mm-hmm.
like meaning like maybe it leans a little right, and so it
Yeah.
feels kind of punk rock because we're like, what, like,
It sort
oh,
of like means that we're like free thinkers because we don't just accept. It's like I have a whole mix of opinions.
it's like that. That's the feeling. Is like they're like being like, what, is that crazy to you? And I'm like, why do you hate lesbian? I don't.
Like the podcast. What's the podcast that you made me listen to that I loved? I haven't listened to a second episode.
I'm so gay is what it's called.
I'm so gay. What's her name? Cara.
Cara. Oh,
Day of Caras. Can we
is
talk about her?
I think we can. I
Okay.
don't care. I truly don't care. She's a lesbian. She dated a lesbian YouTuber. And then like,
So that's kind of the universe we're in. The episode that you gave me to listen to, I don't know if they're all like this or if you just like picked the perfect one, but it was such a gift. I couldn't get enough. She's like saying, people expect you to believe in certain things or vote a certain way just because you're LGBT. And it's like, that's not actually how I think. Or what if that's not what I think or what I want? It's
it's
like,
like, bitch, if you vote for Trump, just say it.
just fucking say it.
Just say it.
It's like, we're the only ones who are allowed to have controversial opinions in exactly the way that we do it. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
only right way that you can do that, and other ways are wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. All other ways are wrong, and we're smarter about it in a way that we can't quite articulate. And that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter because we know that we are right.
Yep.
What? Any questions?
Yeah. It's just how it is.
Anyway, I mean, maybe it's because I've dated people who were like into being like, I actually am not that into like gay lifestyle. Like I just happen to be gay. Like what? But I was always, I feel like, peering into gay world, wishing, hoping, praying that I could ever have gay friends ever.
Right. That you
So the
could
idea
somehow
that
break
someone's,
into it. Yeah.
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 So it's just
Um,
foreign to me, the idea that like you wouldn't want to have, and you would actually be like really proud to not have
yeah.
kids.
I told you about that girl I dated a long ass time ago for like a hot minute who was like, this was, before gay marriage and all that. And would be like, she would be like, or she would like talk about her gayness. She would be like, or about homophobia. She'd be like, I just like, you just can't really like let that stuff get you down. It's like, we're talking about like federal rights here. And she's like, you really just have to like kind of know for yourself. It's like, you can't care what other people think. Like, it was like so divested of like a political identity. And I have a political identity for her that she was like, I just don't let it bother me. That's what she would say about, it's like, gay people can't adopt kids.
Yeah. Like just can't legal. It's illegal. To be fair, fast forward, gay people could get married, and we were like blah 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 blah. We're like, oh yay, marriage. Who fucking cares?
Yeah. Oh
Or
my
like maybe
God.
just don't think about marriage that way.
Our specific combination of
Again,
opinions,
again,
again, is
run the
the
tape.
exact specific right one.
And it doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah.
We just know. We just know we're
It's not
smart.
about that for us.
Okay. What I wanted to talk about was that Pride Month is coming to an end, Julia.
It's the last day.
Today's the
It's the
last day of
last day.
Pride. What did you do for Pride?
Literally,
Uh,
this podcast.
yeah,
That's it.
I didn't do a damn thing. I didn't do a damn thing.
We watched an episode of Generation Q.
A little behind the scenes for the listener. We actually recorded a first episode that was not used, and it was us reviewing L Word Generation Q. If that's something you'd be interested in, go ahead and let us know in the comments. Go ahead and let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments if that would be interesting to you.
Just go ahead and give us a little tip on if you would like that in the comments.
And if you wouldn't like it, go ahead and leave that in the comments.
Yeah, wherever you stand on whether or not you'd like to hear that, we'd like to hear about it in the comments.
We're ASMR now.
The whole time.
I don't get it. Okay, ASMR.
Yeah, I watch hours.
You really do?
I watch hours at my lowest this year. It was something that I was doing pretty much a lot.
Okay, I want to ask, like my ASMR journey is like want to be into it, but I can never like tell is this it? Am I doing it?
Yeah.
It's like I kind of like feel something, but it doesn't like it's like when I guess what I'm asking is like when it happens to you, is it like you fucking know? For
So
sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
here's the thing. There's the thing where like people have the receptor that feels something yummy or something in their ears when they're listening to certain sounds. I experience that probably once a year from someone's voice. Usually it's either someone speaking a different language or maybe an accent or like some tonality of a voice that hits my ears and feels like a like nap orgasm all at once. Like I'm just like, holy fuck, like never stop talking. Just don't stop talking. Like it's the best feeling in my whole life. It's like when you see someone on like enjoying a drug or something, and that's how my face goes. I feel like when someone's giving me that feeling in my head. But when I watch ASMR online, I don't. There's one girl. Her name is It's Blitz. Like write this down because she might do it for you. She does like oils and like tinctures and like gives her friends like head massages, and she whispers and does like this in the camera, and that almost works for me. It almost does that thing to my brain. But I mostly watch the eating. The
What?
eating. And it's crazy because I hate the sound of people eating. I want if someone is near me and I can hear them eating, I'm like, gonna kill them.
Yeah.
But online, and when it's like watching someone eat and hearing it,
Like eating what?
noodles, crunchy things, burgers, noodles. I mean, anything. Fruit, candied fruit.
I'm stunned. I'm stunned.
It's sickening. My girlfriend is like, if she walks in and I'm watching that, she's like, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
leave
Come
you to
back
it.
later. Wow. I
Yeah.
think I would like the kind that are like it's like role play type stuff. Like it's like you're a princess and your handmaiden is brushing your hair. Like that's what I would be into.
Okay, there's a little redhead girl who looks again exactly like how I look right
What
now.
is going on?
She like whispers and like chews gum, and she has like she just like is 12. I don't and like is like, thanks for shopping at Kmart. Oh, is that what you want? Oh, you want something else? And like chews the gum. She's like, okay, well, I'm gonna help you out here. I'll give you a discount. And
She's 12?
she's like 12 or something. Or
12-year-olds shouldn't know about ASMR.
no, it's spooky because she gets millions of views. Like someone's getting her money.
No, I don't
It's
care
spooky.
for it.
This is like the phenomenon on TikTok. On TikTok, there's lots of kids. Like people film
Yeah,
their like funny kid. And it's cute. Like you see one video, like kids are funny. Kids say the darndest things. And then it becomes a thing. It's like, and they're like, oh, my kid is funny. People like.
it is
And
so dark. It is
and it's
so
like
dark.
their kid is just used to having a phone just like at their face when and like having daddy be like, good girl, funny
Totally.
girl.
Oh my God. This is tangential, but there's
Hmm.
this people do this all the time, but there's this person I know who she's an actor here in New Orleans, and she has two little kids. She videotapes her kid
Hmm.
one line at a time, and then it jumps. He's doing one line at a time from Romeo and Juliet. She captions it with something like, when you have actor parents, as if like he's like organically doing this just because his two actor
It's
parents were like
lifestyle.
saying Juliet's speech around the house, as if he like absorbed this because he has actor parents. It's like, it's one line at a time. We know that you are having him repeat after you. What is that? What is that in people?
Narcissism? Is it
Yeah.
right? It's like this is my little being. I, I mean, I worked on a commercial once where I was like playing the mom of a kid, and his mom was on set the whole time, obviously. And first of all, she was giving me line reads, and I was like, if you don't shut your goddamn mouth. She was also going around to everyone in the crew, making them follow their joint Instagram account that
No.
she had like with her kid. I mean, like, follow us, like, was being really intense about it. And
People have kids for the wrong reasons. Sometimes people have kids for the wrong reasons.
sometimes people have kids for the wrong
Like they're
reasons.
like reaching at something. Like they're like,
To find purpose. A lot of people have kids to like just make up a purpose.
right. Or like, I don't know, the same kind of things that we sort of talk about or like grasp at. It's like, I don't know, feeling like if you feel anxious about your career, if you feel the toll of like your age, if you're thinking it's like, and then something in you like also wants to have a kid, like that's like built in purpose. It's like now your life will 100% not be for nothing.
Yeah. 100 you I mean you have a task, a purpose, a role,
And
like
no one question.
and you have years and years and years planned out. I mean, I know that I know I'm 30 and like the clock my ovaries when I see a baby.
She's 31, listeners.
Yeah, okay. I was babysitting an infant the other day, and I held him in my arms. At one point, he was crying. He was crying. He's crying, and I was like, "Let's take you outside." I went outside. He stopped crying. The cool breeze on his face. I held him in my lap like this, like his head in my hands, and like this. And he looked up at me, and I started just singing. It
What were you
was like the
saying?
most. It was like a motherly instinct. I sang country music only, and he smiled and cooed. He cooed along with me. I sang Strawberry Wine. I sang Redneck Woman. And he was going, 2 months old. And I was like, I'm a mother. I'm a mother now.
Yeah.
I'm a mother. I have motherly instincts. I am
In your womb, it's
in
like
my
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 womb is meant to,
it's ripe.
yeah.
So sorry.
Wow. In a way, I wish I could feel that, but I think it would blow up my whole. I don't know. That's just like wanting to be a mother is not like, it's kind of the same as TikTok. It's like, it's not a problem that I currently have.
Right.
I have enough problems, so I like don't need that one also,
Don't need
you
a
know?
download.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't need to download a kid.
Yeah. I just think I'm gonna probably like get a kid one day. Like I just feel like someone's gonna need me to take their kid. That's my feeling. It's like I do want to be a mom, and I feel like I will be because someone will be like, I can't have this kid. And
You love kids.
I
I
do.
like kids too. I like kids too. I
No, I know.
love teaching kids. I mean, I just,
Well, here's the thing.
but you
I
like
also
babies.
I like babies, and I don't like kids. I don't like kids. I don't like between 2 and 8.
Oh, that's worth that for me. I don't like a baby.
I like my sisters. They're the coolest and the only ones that are cool,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
But otherwise, between 2 and 8, get out of my face and come calling when you're 9 and you're cool and you can talk to me
Yeah.
and you can read.
Hmm.
And when you're an infant, ugh, let's hang. Cute. I mean, they smell good. It's like a drug. They're cute as
Some of
hell.
them aren't cute.
It
And it's
doesn't
the roll of
matter.
the dice. That's the hard thing. It's like,
If
it's a
you're
complete
small,
roll.
you're cute. If you're the size of an arm, you're cute. Even if you're ugly, it's cute ugly.
Yeah, I don't have that. I just have my fur babies. I hate that too. Okay, last thing.
What?
Cara, just to bring it back to the house tour, Cara Delevingne's dogs. The first one was okay.
Okay.
Beautiful husky.
Beautiful.
I was a little stressed out. I was a little stressed out because the home is so beautiful. And I know you don't really like animals in the home. So I wondered how you were feeling about that.
They don't belong.
The first one I was okay with. It was like, yeah, it was a beautiful dog. The second one was like some kind of, it was like a rat terrier or something. Like, it was like, why do you have this dog? But also she had like the most beautiful, design, like bred dog. I would be like, that's fucked up. But it just seemed like such a nothing dog. And it was in that home. And I was like, simply not worth it to have that kind of.
I only noticed, here's my thing with animals is that it's not even that I don't like them. I just don't, I'm like, this is me. Or I kind of just like, I'm like, oh, hi. I'm like, I don't get it, but that's cute for all of you. Although cats, I've come around.
Yeah, you've come around in a big way on cats.
Just kind of made me come around on dogs. I just once you know one animal and love it, I think you get animals a little more. You look at them and you're like, hey, little spirit. Hey, little spirit. But I didn't even notice the dogs in this video because I like don't, at my core, I'm just sort of like, get the creature out of the home.
Right. The dog goes through the vagina tunnel.
Right. You can't be bringing, you can't clean that. Like dogs are dirty.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want wallpaper. That's expensive.
We're spending our time on the wrong shit.
Yeah.
We're starting a podcast.
I mean, listen, Joe Rogan, my girlfriend unironically listens to Joe Rogan. And so that's something that I kind of have to reconcile with in my daily life. But
wow. I really want to get into that more, but we do have to go. We got to go.
We got to get off the line.
We got to get off the line. Got to open up the line.
Yeah. Guys, if you liked Talking, Laughing, Loving, Breathing, please like, comment, subscribe.
Unless you're not an ally.